Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Barbara Ruther, and I'm the Director of Arts and Education at Morris Arts. And I'm thrilled to be welcoming you to our very first virtual Arts and Education showcase, the first showcase in a three-part series. I want to thank you all for the time and effort you put into selecting great programs for your students you serve, whether you are a teacher, administrator, or volunteer. Your difference, your advocacy makes all the difference in the world. Research confirms that a substantial increase in arts and educational experience has remarkable impacts on students' academic, social, and emotional outcomes. And we all know that the arts can be the very spark that ignites creativity and curiosity and can transform a student's life. Today, we're very excited to share with you the innovative programs our artists have created as they've transformed their live performances to online presentations. Just as all of our teachers and students and parents have had to adapt to the ins and outs of virtual learning, so have our artists as they figured out ways to make their virtual performances as exciting, educational, and inspiring as their live ones. We look forward to working with you in the coming months as we continue to get through this very challenging school year. And we hope you'll find a way to bring some of the joy, inspiration, and creativity that these artists share to your school communities. We are recording today's showcase, and we will be posting the recorded showcase on the Morris Arts website so that it can be viewed and shared with your colleagues and committee members. We'll also be posting the contact information for the artists in the chat section of Zoom. And you can also find links to their artist websites on the Morris Arts website, www.morrisarts.org. If you have questions during the presentation, please use the Q&A box to leave any questions that you may have for the artists. Right now, I'm going to share my screen so that I can show you the lineup for today. Okay. Enter full screen. Here we are. Our first presenters will be Bash the Trash, followed by Music Technology with Brent Daniels. Then we're going to be joined by the Tanglewood Marionettes, followed by Uno, Dos, Tres, Andres. And we will be concluding today's presentation with Shinobe. I'd like to welcome our first performers today and tell you a little bit more about them. Just pull up their information. Forgive my, have to just share that screen again. Okay, here we go. Our first presenters are Bash the Trash. And for over 30 years, Bash the Trash has been weaving together science, music, and the environment. Bash the Trash reaches out to students, families, and educators throughout the world to bring their message of science-based environmental arts education. Their virtual programs include Sustainable Sounds, Global Bash, and Journey Through Latin America. Please welcome Bash the Trash.
Hi everybody, I'm John Bertels. I'm the co-director of Bash the Trash.
I am Karina Piaggio. I am the other co-director of Bash the Trash.
And if you're wondering why we're together in the same location, it's because we're the married creative couple behind Bash. Right, exactly. It works like that. And as Barbara said, for 30 years we've been doing these performances, mostly live. But for several years during this time, I was the long-distance coordinator for distance learning coordinator for Carnegie Hall. So we had a little little kick in the pants to get us going, starting with the virtual performances. I think the best thing to do is to start with one of our shows first and give you a little video. We're going to be showing 5 little videos through the course of our intro today. Let's take a look at Streaming Sustainable Sounds. And this is our based on our show that has been running for over 30 years. It's our most popular show. So here it is, Streaming Sustainable Sounds, just about a minute or so.
Mm-hmm.
So there you can see a lot of the things that we're doing right there in that video. For example, obviously we were working with musical instruments built from recycled and reused materials, as we always have. We're talking about the science of sound, so there's demonstrations that we do about the science of sound along the way. And of course, we're also talking about the environment, sustainability, and for some of the older kids, we go deeper into things like climate change, plastic pollution. I mean, there's a lot of issues to be talked about in terms of the environment.
We do have a bit of a continuity. The first show should be Sustainable Sounds, but however, we have reworked them as instead of a continuum, as each show pretty much stands on its own.
So for example, let's take another show that's related to the same concept. Now in this show, you'll also see the way that we present, which Karina and I, or one of us, sometimes tend to be the hosts, and then we bring in our live musicians who are in distant locations. Those musicians, you know, because of the thing called latency, musicians can't really play with each other live online, so we have it with pre-recorded segments. But all of our pre-recorded segments and everything that you've seen here is stuff that is done post-pandemic. Nothing canned from the pre-recorded times. So let's take a look at our second show that we wanted to talk about, which is called Trash to Techno, something that Barbara didn't mention before. In this, we asked two of our younger folks who are techno artists, one of who was our son Ian and his creative partner Ryan, who have put together a show using simple homemade found objects and things like this, and then recording them using sampling and then transforming them into actual danceable beats. So here's a little video about Trash to Techno. Okay, let's get this one up. Here we go.
That one cracks me up.
So what you can see there is actually some of the things that we also do as well. For example, in most of our shows, we have this baked-in element of build it at home or build it in the classroom with simple materials like, for example, as we said, the cans and boxes, rubber bands, things like that, things that are easily found during the pandemic. We like to say that we're putting the home back in homemade instruments.
But always the goal is for the kids to be curious about how things work in terms of the physics, in terms of how they are constructed, why do instruments vibrate, how to modify those vibrations. It's just pure science, just brought at the level of what the kids know.
Now, we wanted to show you something that our Trash to Techno artists put in as well, because they told us, well, that was a kind of an interesting video, but let's redo it ourselves. So they did it on sort of TikTok style. So let me pull up this one. I think you'll enjoy this. It's very brief. And give me one sec. Here we go.
Hey guys, we're Truth and Lies.
Today, we're going to be making a track using only stuff we found around the apartment and some free samples online.
Let's get it.
Here's the kick drum that we found online.
Time for a saucy bass line.
Get lost in the sauce.
High five your friend because you just made a new track.
Get lost in the sauce.
Okay, so there was Trash to Techno. Now, another of our shows is called Global Bash. And Global Bash, we've challenged 3 of our global percussionists to bring together some of the ideas about how percussion instruments around the world are all interconnected. And working with simple instruments that are built from recycled and reused materials, and also they're really amazing musical instruments, they've put together this show that incorporates not just instruments, but also movement as well. Because Karina is also a dance and choreographer, and that means that we have always tried to include movement in our stuff. We kind of feel like, you've been sitting at home a long time, and people need fun things. They don't need stressful kinds of things. They need fun and educational programs that are relatively easy and lead you to have fun and yet learn at the same time at home. So here's a little thing from Global Bash. And hold on. There we go. Okay. So one last video to show you. In that last video, you saw one of our performers whose name was Hector Morales, and we challenged Hector and 2 of our other musicians from South America to throw together a show for us that we had been doing live in the schools, and now we've transformed it to our streaming show. It's called Latin American Journeys. These are 3 artists who come from South America who have brought together to really show us how the cultures come together, how they mingle, and not only that, but how each culture is unique and that there are multiple cultures in many of these places as well.
South of the border is not all the same. We have so many different areas, culture, histories, languages, and we try to convey a little bit of each of that in this show.
So here's a little portion of Latin American Journeys.
Hola amigos, hello friends. We are here to invite you in a musical journey through Latin America. Argentina, Venezuela, Peru are some of the countries that we'll visit and which music we'll hear along the way.
this unique culture and its fascinating music. We can't wait to share this music with you online or at your school.
Well, thank you very much for joining us and taking us on a little journey through our different presentations that we're doing right at the moment. We have one final show that's going to be bringing on in the fall. This is called, later in the fall, that is. This is called BTT, that's Bash the Trash, Lost at Sea. And it is our show that was premiered at Carnegie Hall about plastic pollution and climate change. And that one we're going to be bringing out definitely in time for Earth Day next year. So I think we have just about just maybe a minute left. And Tom, you said there was a question in the Q&A.
We have a question. Let's go to the Q&A.
Let's see. Are you able to present your show without being able to see our students? Oh, absolutely. I mean, one of the things is we're super flexible in the way that we do these things. We can do this through YouTube. We can do it through your platform. The idea is, and I think you'll find the same thing goes with all the artists that have been doing the virtual shows, is flexibility is our watchword. We try to work with whatever platform you're working with to stick with whatever privacy needs that you need to do. We're all about that as well. So it's really a matter of working with you to find out what your needs are and then how we can make it work together so that we can engage your kids in ways that's safe as well.
There's always a long conversation with the tech person of each school, and that will determine how our show goes.
And don't be terrified if you're a tech person. It's not really that long. Typically, we have the solutions very quickly for these things. So we'd love you to get in touch with us. The best way to do it is to go to bashthetrash.com, take our website, or you can contact us at bashthetrash@mac.com. Once again, I'm John Bertels.
I'm Karina Piaggio.
And thanks, everybody. We hope you enjoy the other artists. And once again, thanks again to Morris Arts Council for bringing this together. They are so far-thinking in what they're doing. And from us and all the artists, thank you so much, everybody. So I'm going to turn this back over to Barbara. Or we can make a musical instrument.
You are.
We could.
Thank you, Don and Karina, so much. There was just a delay in being able to activate my screen, but thank you so much for joining and being here today. I'm going to introduce our next performer now. Let me just share my screen so that you can learn a little bit more about this presenter. This gentleman is named Brent Daniels, and he's a 25-year entertainment industry veteran and award-winning music producer, composer, and sound designer who uses the latest technology to sculpt sound and create music for Marvel Studios, Disney Studios, HBO, Netflix, and more. His program, Virtual Music Technology, shows students the important relationship between the technology they use every day and the creation of music and sounds they hear in movies, games, and the music in their lives. Student volunteers will participate in this online program to help Brent create unique on-the-spot sounds, and by the end of the virtual show, an original track that will raise the roof. You will be amazed at the way Brent relates to students by bringing out the musician in each one of them. Please welcome Brent Daniels.
Thank you, Barbara.
Very well.
Thank you. And thank you, Morris Arts Council, for having me here today. And thank you, attendees, for coming and joining us. It's an honor and a pleasure to present to you today. My name is Brent Daniels, and I'm going to show you a video first. I think it's a great way to show you an overview of the program which Barbara just introduced. My virtual music technology program comes to you from my studio here in Edgewater, New Jersey. I'm not far from Morris Arts, and I have about a 5-minute video that gives you a nice overview of the program and tells you a bit about myself, and then we'll talk some more after the video. Check it out. I'm Brent Daniels, and I'm a music producer. owe my career in the music industry to the incredible teachers I had growing up and the skills that they helped me to develop. So I'm a huge advocate for education, and I'm an advocate for students using the technology they have in their lives to create amazing things and to express themselves, just like I did. I created my virtual music technology program as a vehicle to show students how they can use the devices in their everyday lives to make music too. And because we're doing this over the internet, I can bring any school with any size audience from anywhere in the world into my studio here for a close-up look at the tools and techniques that they can use to make amazing things. But here's the cool thing. This is not an ordinary streaming concert or Zoom meeting. This is a truly interactive entertainment and distance learning experience. Students contribute to the show in real time. I'm sampling their vocals into my system and spitting it back out right to their AirPods or whatever they're wearing. We're doing on-the-fly sound design with remote, real-time contributions from the audience. And I'm building a track from the ground up throughout the program before their very ears and eyes with the input from their mics. And every student has the best seat in the house for this process.
How do I get my voice in here?
I am the eye in the sky.
I will show you right now, and for this I actually need some help, so I need a volunteer to help me out. We're gonna start making some sounds with this digital sampler. Let me look at my audience here. Who me a little vocal riff? Who would love to sing? We've got lots of singers. Oh, this is great. A lot of people are into the idea of singing. Someone's raising the roof. Gabby, wanna try it?
Like that? Okay.
Yeah, try it. 1, 2, go.
Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah.
That's awesome. We got you on the ski.
Whoa, yeah.
Okay, cool. Everybody give Gabby a big hand for giving a vocal. That's great. We're totally going to use that. I love it. It's going to loop. It's going to keep repeating. 1, 2, 3, 4. Loop. Back to the 1. Right? 2, go. 3, and 4. Nice. We have our singer.
Whoa, yeah.
Now we can start adding other parts into this mix.
Meow. Meow.
The cat had a little thing in its throat at the end. Okay, I'm gonna edit to that part.
Meow. Meow.
Hey, that's a solid note, dude. You guys, we got some stuff here we can work with. That cat's a genius. All right, we got a singer.
Whoa, yeah.
I love it.
Whoa, yeah.
I got a cat. Yeah, the cat in the reverb. Let's maybe put the cat in the upbeats like.
Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah.
That's super cool.
You know, if you want to hold the attention of a few hundred kids for an hour, especially the younger ones, you're gonna have to make it fun. But there's a very important message embedded in my program as well. Your education is important. I want the students to know that as amazing and as fun as these tools are, they're just tools. They're not going to make you a smarter, more creative person. They're not going to write a hit song. That comes from them. So the skills that they're developing in math, science, music, problem-solving skills, just learning how to learn, these are the critical things that will allow them to do what I'm showing them in my program. And they can develop those same skills with the help of their teachers in schools. So yeah, we have a great time in the show, but it's really just an effective way to engage these students and get them excited about the power and potential of their education. So that's an overview of my virtual music technology show. I want to point out before we go on that I can actually see the and by the way, Tom and Barbara, I can see the chat and Q&A just fine on my screen over here. So yeah, if you guys have any questions as I'm speaking here, feel free to throw them in the Q&A. I think there's already a question from Kathy. For our school, we wouldn't allow you to see the kids. Would you still be able to do the show with that restriction? Absolutely. So in my program, I'm using whatever conferencing tools your school is allowed to use, whether that's Zoom or a lot of schools, especially in New York, need to be using Google Meet, etc. So I'm using my own custom tools here to interface with any of those conferencing solutions. And in addition to being able to bring the microphones of the devices for the students that want to participate live into the mix of the show, which was a real super cool feature of my previous live version, I'm also able to not rely on the visuals at all. So if a student wants to participate just by raising their hand with the, nonverbal cueing feature of whatever software your school is using, I can select them as a volunteer, and they can contribute just by turning on their microphone. And if they don't want to participate and just want to view, they can do that as well. So yeah, absolutely, no cameras, no problem. Also, a lot of people are coming from home. Some students are in pajamas. That's just the way it is nowadays. So that's fine. There's another question coming in. What is the youngest age you can work with? Kindergarten and first grade. Too young? Absolutely not. So this particular program is K through 12. It's really well suited for K through 8. But I've done, of the 20 shows that I did in the spring when we pivoted to virtual with my programming, after the pandemic started, a number of those shows in California and Illinois and Indiana were pre-K through 2. In fact, I just did one on Friday for a school in New Jersey as well. So yeah, I target the content of the programming for grade levels. So we do try and, even though I can have up to 500 students in an audience, I do like to keep them smaller if we can, but definitely broken up into age groups so that I can target the content for their grade level. So pre-K through 2, 2 through 3, 5 through 4 through 6, if possible, for sure. Good question. Thank you. I answered that live. I clicked that. Yeah, I want to mention that I have been doing this program in schools, and perhaps some of you in the audience have been to your school because I've worked with Barbara for about 5 years now, and been to the other Morris Arts live showcases. But when I created this virtual version in the spring of this year, I discovered something that is really interesting for my program in particular, because of the nature of the technology that I'm using to make music for movies and TV shows and games, as I have for decades. And that is that the virtual versions actually, for me, from my point of view, it's more fun and better than the live version. And that's the feedback I'm getting from the schools as well, particularly the ones that have seen me live before here in North Jersey and in New York. It's first of all, the students have a bird's eye view of what I'm doing. So with a multi-camera setup here, I can show them not only the hardware up close, but more hardware than I'd ever show them in my live show, because I'm bringing a stripped down set of tools to set up in a school. Here you're in my studio, so everything is here, which is an amazing opportunity for students to interact and see the technology up close. The other thing is that the nature of my show, streaming, and that it's streaming is why we call it virtual. However, the fact is, for a composer like me and all my composer peers that make music for the movies that we all watch and the video games that your students play and the TV shows you watch and the music you hear on the radio, much of the technology we're using, or rather the instrumentation, particularly in electronic music, is virtual already, meaning that while I have hardware that I use to make music for movies, for the most part, I'm actually using virtual versions of that hardware in my laptop, on my iPad. So they're actually seeing the real world version of the tools that they would use if they were interested in careers in content creation, or if they wanted to start making music on their iPad or a tool that they have available to them in school or at home. We're running short on time, so I want to show you something else. There's something else that came out of doing these virtual shows. And that is that my music that I do throughout the year for different movie studios making music for movie trailers and video games is something that I'm finding is really, really interesting, particularly for older students. So 4th grade through 12th grade, I'm now offering music for movie trailers workshops, but it could easily be music for any content you're creating workshops, whether that's TikTok or Instagram or a YouTube channel or whatever, which is, these are the studios of the future, right? So I'm able to show students, for example, say, and I see we only have like a minute left, so I'll just show you one 30-second TV spot, say the one that I did for a Marvel for Black Panther. This is an example of a trailer that I made the music for, and I'm able to show the students in the separate workshops, which are smaller classroom size groups of students, how I actually made all the music and sound for a trailer like this.
Black Panther. Must feel good. Sitting here comfortable. What do you want? Your secrets. Your weapons. Burn it all! This ends today. Who need a hero?
Black Panther.
You need a hero.
Rated PG-13.
So that's an example of some of my work, but also something that I can break down for students interested in careers in creation, into deeper dives into the technology that I may have introduced to them in the music, or rather the virtual music technology program. Career days, I just did a group of 5 workshops in the spring for one of my schools in Illinois for their 7th grade for their career day. So other offerings for you there as well for students interested in that. If you have any questions or you're interested in having my program at your school or my workshops, the contact information is I'm gesturing to a screen that you can't see. It's in there. It's in the chat. My amazing team at Academic Entertainment represents my show for the last 25 years, and they can help you answer any questions you have and talk to you about availability and all that. So I want to thank you very much for having me here today. Thank you very much, Barbara and Tom, for having me as well. Enjoy the rest of the showcase, everyone. I hope to see you in your school, and have a great fall. Take care.
Oh, that was fantastic, Brent. Thank you so much. We really enjoyed seeing that and learning about all of the different variations of the program. I'd now like to share my screen so I can tell you a little bit more about our next presenters, who are the Tanglewood Marionettes. And here they are. Founded in 1993, the Tanglewood Marionettes, are a nationally touring marionette company based in New England with large, beautifully handcrafted marionettes, colorful sets, and integrated lighting and sound, which creates a fully immersive theatrical experience. Its highly skilled puppeteers have spent many years perfecting their art and delighting audiences of all ages as they bring a repertoire of classic tales to life. Tanglewood Marionettes is the recipient of 2 UNIMA Awards, puppetry's highest honor for The Dragon King and An Arabian Venture. And I just need to add, I've been to a lot of the assemblies when they perform, and the children actually gasp and squeal with just reacting to this program and their programs. All right, without further ado, here are the Tanglewood Marionettes.
Hi, my name is Peter. We are the Tanglewood Marionettes. And before we get into our preview of Perseus and Medusa, I'd like to introduce you to the marionette. Now, a marionette is work from above. We use an airplane control. Can you guess why we call it an airplane control? Yeah, it sort of looks like, it's kind of like shaped like an airplane. And attached to the control are strings that go down to various points on our puppet's body. And by pulling on a string and moving our control, we make our puppets gesture. Hi, everybody. Now, an average human marionette for us will have about 13 strings. They have 2 leg strings, so we can make them walk. They have 2 hand strings, so they can wave and gesture. Hi, everybody. They have 2 elbow strings, so they can do the funky chicken. They have 2 shoulder strings, so we can make them look down. They have 2 head strings to look from side to side. A chin string or nose string, so they can look up. And a back string for balance and bowing. One of the challenges we like to give to our new puppeteers is to think about how our body moves and try to get our puppets to move the same way. For example, if you were to lay down and say, well, how would you get up off the ground? Would you sort of rise? Or maybe it's more like, maybe you like move your legs first, get your arms out a little bit, push that weight up, stand up. That looks a little bit better. Hi. So in a minute, we're going to start our presentation. If you have any questions, please put them in the questions and answers field, and we'll get to them at the end. So right now, enjoy our preview of Perseus and Medusa.
But I wish to see the world. I cannot help the way I feel. Inside, something is telling me that there is more to my life than this hut, this boat.
And your mother?
I did not mean that. You do not understand.
Why is it the young are so ready to believe that their parents do not understand? I too had dreams when I was young, before I met your father.
It is the most valuable item my family possesses.
Whatever it was not good enough for a prince.
No one has the right to act as you have done.
You watch your mouth, boy. I have every right. I am your ruler, and you are nothing.
I am as good as you.
Be careful of your words, vagabond. My father is king.
It is unwise to curse the gods when you are in such need of their help.
Are you a god?
I am Pallas Athena. Listen to me, Perseus. Your quest is foolhardy. No mortal can face the Gorgon unaided and live. She has the strength of 30 men. Her hair is a deadly array of poisonous snakes. Worse than these are the power of her eyes, for whosoever looks Medusa in the face must turn forever into stone.
Time to speak to these shoes. Hello, aren't you a good-looking pair of sandals? Why don't we fly to the frozen north together? Now would be a good time to fly. Please fly. I command you, fly. These sandals are broken. Wait, what exactly did Athena say? Speak to them. No, wait, she said, speak to them up in something else. What was it? Oh yes, away. She meant speak to them the words up and away. Whoa! 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 Hold on there. Down, boys. All right. North. Go north. Whoa! We're in the final leg of the decathlon, citizens, and Meleager, Atalanta, and Nestor are in the lead. But who is this? It's Perseus, citizens, passing them at blinding speed. He moves like he's got wings on his feet. By Hades, it's cold. I should have brought a cloak. Who can live in a place like this? Freezing cold and nothing in sight but this ugly, barren rock.
Well, I think you're an ugly, puny-looking sack of flesh.
Wow!
And now, you will have to fight for them with me, Hesperia, nymph guardian of the sacred tree.
That's all right. If they're forbidden, I won't take any.
What?
I mean, I was hungry, but I don't want to break any rules.
You mean that's it? You're not going to fight?
No thanks.
Oh, come on.
No, really.
But look at these apples. They're fabulous. There are no other apples like this on Earth. You said you were hungry.
I'm not looking for a fight with you.
How about we wrestle? Best 2 out of 3.
Stop! Ow! What's the matter with you? I'm not gonna fight you.
Yeah! You're in trouble now! This is one nymph that rides like a centaur.
Oh, more bodies.
Someone is here. Someone has come to my garden to pay me a visit. How wonderful. It has been too long since I have had a guest.
Give me the bag.
The head is yours. That was the agreement. But be warned, Polydectes. That is the real head of Medusa in that bag, and opening it will forever put an end to your malicious pride.
I will put your head in this bag, outlaw. You're a dead man.
Heed my words, Polydectes.
No! It is a trick! You cannot go without my leave to depart. I am your ruler. I will find and expose you, Perseus. He is a fraud. It's a lie. I will prove it to the world.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed our presentation of Perseus and Medusa. Now, after the show, what we like to do is answer questions people have about the puppets, the story, or anything else. And one of the questions we get a lot is, how do we change our Prince Polydectes into stone? So I have our stone Prince Polydectes right here. And he's made just like our other Polydectes, but we covered him in a material similar to Elmer's glue to create a hard shell. And then we painted him to look like stone. Now, I don't have enough room here in our studio to actually show you how we do this live, but earlier we made a recording of how this trick works. In our show, we change Prince Polydectes into stone. The way we achieve that is, if you didn't guess, our column is actually hollow, and we have two Polydectes. We have a regular Polydectes, and we have a Polydectes that looks like stone. So before the show, we put the stone prince inside the column, and when we set the column on the stage, no one knows he's here.
I'm here, I'm here.
And then during the show, we do the old switcheroo trick. The prince goes, and that's how we change the prince into stone. So another question we get all the time is, how do we get our puppets to hold things? So in our story, Cerberus, the three-headed dog in the underworld, picks up a sword out of a stone. Here's the sword and the stone. And as you can see on the back of our sword, we have a hook. And what we do is we take the nose string from the middle head of Cerberus, we loop it underneath the sword, and when we take up the slack, the sword dangles off his head. Now, what we like to do is answer questions that you might have about our show. And if you didn't figure it out, this is our format. We have a live puppet demonstration, and then we have a pre-recorded show, and then we come back for live questions and answers. And we have access to most of the puppets, if not all of them, that we can bring into our small studio so that we can demonstrate stuff live. So Anne, who's at the control, has control of the questions. Do we have any questions at this time? All right, so if you have more questions, feel free to contact us. I think our contact information is in the chat section. So Barbara, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. And I apologize for the slight delay there. That was terrific. And we're going to introduce our next participant now. We have 1, 2, 3 Andresen joining us. And let me just bring their screen up. Christina and Andres are Latin Grammy award winners who have been hailed by Billboard as rock stars for little language learners. Andres holds a doctorate in musical arts and Christina a master's in urban education. And they bring beats and rhythms from all over Latin America that will entice kids to jump, dance, and discover. Both native Spanish speakers, Andres and Christina, weave language seamlessly into their programs so your students learn whether they are new to Spanish or advanced. Assemblies, workshops, and residencies are available. Dual language, ESL, foreign language, and diversity multicultural studies are available as well. Please welcome Andres and Christina.
Hola! Hi,
Hey,
everybody! We are Uno, Dos, Tres, Andres, Christina and Andres, and we love performing for children and families and students. Here's a recent text message we got after one of our concerts, and we invite all of you to clear away some space and do some rhythms with us. So, yo tengo un instrumento aquí en la mano.
Oye, ¿qué instrumento es ese, Cristina?
Este instrumento se llama la clave. This instrument is called the clave, and we invite you to do this rhythm with us. Pa, 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 pa,
Hey,
pa, pa, pa.
escucha la clave, viene para ti. Listen to the clave. You play it like this. Come on, everybody. Pa, 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 pa. Wait, Christina.
Sí, Andrés.
But I don't have my claves.
That's okay, Andrés. Tú puedes encontrar cualquier objeto en casa para hacer música.
Well, I can use anything.
Yeah,
All right, let
let's
me
see,
look
what do I
around.
have
Let me look
here?
around. Well, look, what about this can of Colombian coffee?
Perfecto, Andrés.
This works?
I found a mug and a fork.
Okay.
What did you find? Oh, I see people using a table. Oh, I see someone over there banging on a wall.
Okay,
Let's
here we
do
go.
it together.
Pa,
pa, pa, pa, pa, pa, pa, pa, pa, pa, pa, pa.
Hey,
pa, pa, pa.
Now you know the clave. You can play too. Come on, say pa, 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 pa. Cristina.
Pa. Sí, Andrés.
And I love the clave and learning and sharing about the clave because the clave is the heartbeat of salsa music.
Salsa music,
That's
Andres,
right.
and we can't talk about salsa music without talking about salsa dancing.
All right.
So move your table, move your
All
chair
right.
a little bit, and
All right,
let's
let's
see your
see. Let's
feet.
add our second camera so we can see our feet.
Here we go.
go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Excellent.
All right, ¿están listos en casa? Are you ready?
All right, here we go.
Like
so,
this.
how we do it?
Front, together, back, together.
Okay.
Front, together, back, together.
Okay, are you ready? ¿Están listos? Come on, everybody. Here we go. Now.
Front, together, back, together. Front, together, back, together. Front, together, back,
I
together.
love it. La clave. One more time. Say pa, 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 pa.
Pa, pa.
Cristina.
Sí, Andrés.
Tengo un reto.
Un reto. Un reto. What's this?
reto.
Un reto.
Un reto. Boom, boom, boom. I have a challenge. I have a challenge. All right. Can you do the clave with your fingers first? Let's
Con
do
los
it.
dedos.
Con los dedos. Okay. Vamos. Todo el mundo dice.
Pa, pa.
Me gusta. All right now. Ahora con la boca. Muy bien. Ahora con los ojos.
¿Los ojos?
Con los ojos. Vamos, dice. You're doing great. One more time, everybody get up and dance. And you know why? We also celebrate La Clave.
Why, Andres?
Because this rhythm, you know where it came from, Cristina?
Well, Andres, I know that the clave and salsa music was cooked up in the Caribbean and it kept developing in New York City, across
That's right,
Latin
you got
America.
it. But before that,
the
clave came from, listen up, came from Africa, came from Africa, came from Africa, came from Africa, came from Africa. That's right, la clave. Oh, muy
Fantástico,
bien.
Andrés. Me encantan los ritmos de Latinoamérica. I love music from Latin America, and that's why we love bringing our program around the Americas to students and families in New Jersey and across the country. My name is Christina, and my pronouns are she, her.
Yo soy Andrés, and my pronouns are he, him.
And our program combines instruments, rhythms, and interactive experiences, live or pre-recorded. And Andrés, creo que tenemos otro ritmo para nuestros amigos hoy, ¿verdad?
That's right. I have another rhythm. Tengo otro ritmo, pero como un mago que muestra qué sucede detrás de la cortina, I'm going to show you how I do the magic of putting together these rhythms and making music.
Muy bien. Well, let's connect our second camera here.
All right, very cool.
Andrés, what are we looking at? ¿Qué estamos
Well, you're looking at
mirando?
my red shoes. Nah, just kidding. No. So this little pedal is like a little recorder, and I record rhythms to make this music called cumbia.
Cumbia.
All right, the
cumbia.
different parts of the rhythms, they go like this. First, everybody listen. And now when I press it, I start recording like this. You hear it? Okay, now we're gonna do the second part. Listen, it goes like this. Very easy. 1, 2. And we record. Very good. So we have the basic rhythm, and now we're going to record some chords. Listen. And there we have a cumbia.
La cumbia. Y ahora vamos a grabarlos a ustedes. It's time to record you. So everybody show me your hands. Muéstrame las manos. Y hacemos.
All right.
Got that part.
Sounds
¿Qué
good.
sigue? ¿Qué
Okay,
sigue?
sigue. Así, escucha. Dice. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
We
It's
got it,
going.
Andrés.
Hey.
We got the cumbia.
Hey, Cristina.
Sí, Andrés.
Tengo un nuevo instrumento.
¿Otro instrumento?
That's right. Aquí tengo mi clarinete.
Clarinete.
I love Cristina, but just like we did with the clave and the salsa, maybe we can do a dance.
Andrés, this sounds like a perfect opportunity for a reto.
Tenemos otro reto. All right, so this one, we have our jar.
Un reto. Wait, do you think our audience remembers what this word means?
Let's see.
Reto?
Roll your R's. Reto.
Reto. It's a challenge.
All right.
All right, so for this challenge, we're going to do some cumbia dancing. So practice moving with the cumbia
We're gonna
rhythm.
see cumbia,
Cumbia.
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 And what is the next part?
Here's the next part, Andres. We have a jar with some dance moves. And if you want to type your idea for a dance move into the chat, go ahead and put it in. We're going to be pulling out words from this jar and doing the dance together.
Oh.
All right, Andres, are you ready?
What do you have there?
Peeking, Andres.
What do you
no
have
mires,
there?
no mires.
A ver,
Okay,
¿qué
here we
tienes?
go.
Ajá.
All right.
A ver, ¿qué tienes?
Mira, Andrés, esta es la primera palabra. Dice cabeza.
Cabeza. Okay,
Do
listo.
you know that word?
And then we say cumbia.
And then we say cumbia.
And we do the cumbia like this, like cumbia. All right.
Cumbia,
All right.
yes.
Here we go. Ready, go.
Cabeza.
Cabeza.
Cumbia.
Cumbia.
Muy bien. It's your turn to pick another word out of the jar.
Es mi turno.
Sí.
Ok, aquí buscamos. Mira, aquí está. Vamos a buscar otra palabra. Aquí está. Mira, Cristina, salió esta. Mira. ¿Qué dice?
¿Qué dice? Dice
vuelta.
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 What does that mean, Andrés?
Vuelta.
Oh, it's a turn.
Vuelta.
All right, let's put it together. Everybody at home, it goes like this. Cabeza.
Cabeza.
Vuelta.
Vuelta.
Cumbia.
Cumbia.
Es mi turno, Andrés.
Okay, now we need our viewers over here at the Morris Art Showcase. Go ahead and don't be shy. Write a dance move that we can add to this cumbia.
Right, a word that you'd like to add. Okay, all right, Andres, I got the next word. It says perro. Perro. I think I see some people who know what that means.
Did she look when she was speaking from the...
No, I was picking, not peeking, Andres.
You were... Got it. You're funny. All right. You're funny. You're funny. Oh, look. Somebody wrote something.
All right, we'll
Barb
do that one
wrote
next.
something.
Here we
Okay,
go.
here we go.
1, 2, 3. Cabeza.
Cabeza.
Vuelta.
Vuelta.
Perro.
Perro.
Cumbia.
Cumbia.
All right, we're adding another word in, Andres. Someone brought this suggestion.
Thank you, Barbara.
Salta.
Salta. Well, she wrote jump, but then we write in Spanish.
We say jump, and
right?
we say salta. All right.
Salta.
All right,
Okay.
let's put it together,
All right.
everybody.
1, 2, 3, go.
Cabeza.
Cabeza.
Vuelta.
Vuelta.
Perro.
Perro.
Salta.
Salta.
Cumbia.
Cumbia.
Andrés, me
¿Sí?
encanta este reto. I loved doing the cumbia with everybody. And can you tell us where the cumbia is from?
You know, it's so easy to remember because show me así. Cumbia comes from Colombia, right here. Colombia.
Colombia.
Uh-huh. And cumbia from Colombia, which is right here in the corner of South America.
Andres, you know, I think it's time for us to bring in our map.
All
But
right.
I mean a full map of the whole Americas. Does anybody see a map anywhere?
Cristina.
I don't see anything.
Cristina, mira, qué grande es.
Oh, you're right. It's right here. Now, everybody, sing after us. After me, and then you sing and they sing. Okay, here we go. North America.
North America.
North America.
North America.
South America.
South America.
South America.
South America.
Central America.
Central America.
Central America.
Central America.
The Caribbean.
The Caribbean.
The Caribbean.
The Caribbean.
Muy bien, Andres. You know, we don't have time to show all of the programming that we do, but we specialize in arts for preschool all the way through elementary for children and their families. And we bring special guests, you know, and our friend Juana, she came and she seems to be muted. Her camera's not on. But to learn more, please reach out about bringing our program Around the Americas con 1, 2, 3 Andrés to your school. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you to all the wonderful artists here. Beautiful work, all of you.
Thank you. That was wonderful. It was great to see you dancing. Thank you. All right. That was terrific. I'm going to introduce our final performer for the day today. And let me just pull this up first. His name is Shinobe. He's a Ugandan singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist whose work has been described as some of the most exquisite music coming out of Africa today. For more than 15 years, he has captivated audience with his soothing African rhythms, understated vocals, and powerful world roots dance melodies that emanate from the diversity of the many traditional instruments he customized to develop his unique sound. Shinobe brings a full understanding and hands-on experience to students by providing face-to-face instruction and digital resources in a workshop or classroom setting designed to promote inclusion and fun. The workshop provides memorable opportunities to enrich the lives of individuals with different backgrounds, with the goal of educating, informing, and inspiring all to be global citizens. Please welcome Shinobe.
All right. I hope everyone can hear me. It's a pleasure for me to be here again. So this is gonna be very simple. Everything about what I do is in my biography. And thank you, Barbara, and thank you, Morris Arts. So my work that I've designed specifically for the virtual presentations is specifically designed to allow local students to have a gateway into my home country and my home continent, which is Africa. In my opinion, this was an opportunity to allow students to experience things that they would never experience in a real, concert setting. And I won't be able to show everything today, so that's why I talk about it in this way. So my virtual presentations will have elements where we have cutaways into Africa, sharing people's stories and lifestyle about food, about music, about culture, about dance, about, the vibrant community out there, which obviously the media never, shows you. So most of these students, they're sitting at home and they're reading magazines about the world and they want to travel. And the best way to travel is through art, is through music. And I bring, of course, my own story of having, traveled to 75 countries today, done so much social work. And my vision is to create possibilities for young people through arts, where young people get connected regardless of who they are and where they come from. And so my program is specifically designed to be able to allow the students have a dream and a passion to know about the world. So that starts with creativity. And as you see, I have a lot of artwork here and a lot of music instruments. So everything you see up here is handmade. I make it myself. So during the virtual presentations, we'll have elements where students will be able to see making instruments, the process of making the instruments, and then writing music. And then our performances, I say our because I work with a group of students from Uganda, and they will be part of the performance as well. We'll have those cutaways. They are very experiential and very interactive, as you'll see when I start to play right now. So the students engaging in learning to dance, to move, in learning to sing, learning languages, different languages, asking Q&A questions about culture and about everything. So at the end of the presentation, my goal is to know that even students wherever they are, in North America, their mind is opened and they have a vision of Africa, of the true Africa, the stories that they never get to kind of hear. So I'm going to be able to play a little music with the few minutes that we have. And for more information, you can go onto the website and see more about what we do. And so thank you so much. So I'll pick my first instrument, which I'll show you, and then I will kind of give you a quick preview showing you different instruments, which I will not play. But obviously, during the concerts and the presentations, we get to create, to use those instruments to create music. And students get, for example, can get them to choose topics. A child can bring a theme, and we do like songwriting processes instantly, because music creation, students perform their best when they are creative. The human body is more active, is performing best at creativity level. So we allow them to come into the performances with an open mind. So we focus, on letting that be that way. Students from K through 12, the youngest ones, we mostly focus on sharing wildlife stories about Africa, about things that really are very specific to that age. So the performances are very customized for specific students, but mostly they come in with an open mind. We get the opinions, we incorporate those into the music. The questions and kind of conversations become part of the performances. So thank you, and let me get going. So that's the kora. which is a 21 string harp, and as you might see, this is actually a gourd. It's like a pumpkin. It's like a squash. You know, it takes about 5 months to grow to this size, covered with cowhide, and strings are made from fishing line, 21 strings, and you play with those 4 fingers, the 2 thumbs and the 2 index fingers. So this is a song I'm going to ask you to sing with me. So, like I said, music is very interactive where I come from. I have my camera here, I have my computer here, but it's all the music. So I'm going to share my screen, and the words, the name of the word is tambula, and tambula means to walk. So most of the songs we perform, they're very active songs, you know, and they have meaning. So usually people are moving, you know, you kind of imagine that, and the students, wherever they are in their living rooms, in their homes, they will be able to actually create movement. They will be able to participate with their own instruments that they have, you know, regardless of, and it doesn't have to be a real music instrument. It could be anything that, you know, provides rhythm. So I'm going to share my screen out here so that you can get the lyrics. I hope I can be able to do that. Yeah, I got it. And then view, then I have full screen. I got a prep in doing this yesterday. That's the word. All right. So what you see in red is what you sing. Ta, 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 tambula. So imagine the ta-tas are the footsteps, and tambula means walk. So tambula is a word in my mother tongue, which is known as Luganda, you know, from Uganda. We show that on the map. So that is basically, it's as simple as that. And here we go. And it's a call and response. So I'll call and you respond. Ta, 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 tambula. And you respond. Ta, 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 tambula. Ready and go. Ta, 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 tambula. That's your part. It's as simple as that. So what I will do, I'm going to take off the screen so that you can look at me. Not that my face looks great, but it's better for you to memorize it. All right. And then I'll bring in a couple of instruments to just create some kind of, you know, color, just to show you how music develops from, you know, the different parts and where they come in. And I have some kind of loops here I'll be using to loop up all these sounds. Ta, 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 tambula. Ta, 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 tambula. Ready and go. Tam, 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 tambula. So I cannot see you, but you can see me. Tam, 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 tambula. So I just looped my kora. And now what I'm gonna do is to kind of bring in some kind of rhythm, you know, to kind of give it that kind of color. And I'll just use the same instrument, I'll tap it and get that going. So just imagine tam, 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 ta, tambula. So when you say tambula, you stop, you know, you take 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, tambula. So you get up on your feet, and that's what you do, you know, with your friends and your family and your mom. And, you know, some parents are kind of very, so make sure you get them up and get them do something. kalala senotolumba kamu para senato kanitala sujudu ta 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 tambula. Ready and sing. Ta 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 tambula. All right. So now you just have a minute. So this is one of my favorite drums. Yeah, and I was watching Brent, and I was like, wow, beautiful. And he showed a clip of the Black Panther, the soundtrack that he created. And if you watch the Black Panther, of which I think you have, you will hear a drum in the beginning, and this is actually the drum that was played there. And I'll take this, and with this drum you can create anything. You basically create a sound and you play it. Ta ta tang tambula. Tam 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 tambula. Tam 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 tambula. All right, and then you come down. Tam 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 tambula. So tambula means to work. So thank you so much. All right, so I just got a message saying people love what I do. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. If you have any questions, oh, okay. I'm just being given the opportunity to go a little longer, so maybe I can do 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I can share. Yeah, but this is, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So this is what we call the tama, which is also known as the talking drum. This is the endingidi, which is a one-string fiddle from Uganda. This is the endongo. This one is one of those rare instruments that you'll not see in a very long time. It's one of my favorite instruments. And yeah, so I'm being given the opportunity to do, because we are ahead of, yeah, so, all right, so I'll just do and fade away with one piece. It will be 2-3 minutes. And thank you very much, especially, the Morris Arts team for getting us together as artists to still contribute and give to students from wherever we are. So this is a song to send you out, or I hope you had a beautiful time. So the song goes, Kona Konange. Kona Konange. And that's the same thing that you do. If you look up on my screen, you'll see your part is in red. Kona Konange. Kona Kona Konange. 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 Kona, 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 konange. Bali abanji nsigadde bomu. Kona, konange. Thank you, everyone, and we hope to see you and all the amazing students in your schools virtually, of course. And I wish you all a beautiful fall and a beautiful end of 2020 and a wonderful 2021 and an amazing time through this, difficult period of the pandemic. So stay well and stay safe, and we'll see you soon, hopefully. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shinobe. That was a wonderful conclusion to our day today. Really appreciate that beautiful music.
Thank you.
It was great. I'm going to bring up our last screen for the day. And here we go. Just a reminder that we are going to be we want to thank you all for joining us today. And I want to just remind you all that we have 2 more showcases coming up. We will be, one will take place next Tuesday on Election Day. We'll give everyone a break from Election Day for a few hours. And then the following Tuesday on November 3rd, all taking place again at 2:30. So I just want to thank all of our artists who joined us today and for bringing some joy into our day. And I want to thank you all for joining as well. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you soon.